Hey guys, this is Twilight Dragons coming at you with a deck profile. Um, well, I used to play Chaos Dragons, which was very fun, but now I'm starting to change it up where it involves Twilight. Twilight is a Lightsworm engine, but why talk about it when I can get started? I'm coming at you with the side deck, main deck, and extra deck. So yeah, so let's go out with the main deck. So, main Chaos Dragon decks evolve. I'm a Chaos Sorcerer. I don't run Chaos Sorcerer anymore, so I do start out with my three main boss monster cards. This is my number one boss card, like Pulsar. Like Pulsar Dragon's good for any Chaos deck, but for now I don't really run Chaos. But like Pulsar is good for any of your dragons. It helps you get back your Dark Flares, your Red Eyes, the main dark targets of your deck. And plus, it sends those useless lights from your hand or useless darks from your hand to the graveyard, so you can come out with some good plays. So that's like Pulsar for you. Basically, it can be special from grave, can be special from hand, and when it's sent to the graveyard, you get a good effect for it. Another monster for basically the boss of the boss. My main number one top favorite card is Judgment Dragon. Judgment Dragon's the Twilight of my deck. When he's on the field, I usually win the game. I can just non-stop just nuke the field. When I nuke the field, usually I hope I have a Light Pulsar on the field. When JD hits the field, nuke it, Light Pulsar dies, I get Red Eyes special summons Light Pulsar. So yeah. Speaking of Red Eyes, of course you run one Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon basically gets your Light Pulsar. And you gotta have both of them on the field for just to do some good combos. So yeah. The brother of Light Pulsar is Dark Flare Dragon. I run it at 2 now. Back then I used to run it at 1 and everything like that. So Dark Flare is very good. Usually I hardly use this effect. I just use them. I usually just have them in there just for a 24 beat stick. But every now and then I'll use this effect to get rid of those useless light dragons that I don't need in my hand. For the baby Chaos Dragons, or baby dragons, is 1 Collapse Serpent, 1 White Buster, and 2 of my favorite guy, Eclipse Viper. Collapse Serpent and White Buster, I used to run 2 of each, but now I don't really need 2 of each. Collapse Serpent and White Buster is basically search targets. Eclipse Viper is just basically get out my Red Eyes and my Judgment Dragons and help me get them out faster. For another dragon that I have been trying to test out, see if it'll work, will be what was his name? Oh, Dad. Dark Arm Dragon. Dad is not that very well in this format, so I don't really run him anymore, but so far, yeah. For the boss monster, another one of my favorite boss monsters is Blacklisted Soldier, Envoy to Beginning. I don't run his brother because Chaos Sorcerer to me is honestly too slow, and I want to get my main combos out in the field fast enough, so he's basically in there. I do have ways of getting him back to my hand if possible, so yeah. For the Lightsworm engine, I run 3 Luminous, just to be able to be the search and help me get back out those Lightsworms I want back on the field to OTK my opponent if possible. I have, for another Lightsworm, 2 Raidens. I don't like 3 because he does get cloggy. I keep drawing him non-stop. So 2 is pretty good. Sometimes I feel that bumping them back up to 1, but sometimes I don't. Well, Raiden's basically your main phase mill and your end phase mill. So basically, he's basically the only one that can mill in during your main phase. So yeah, 3 and 2. For my 1-ubs, I run 1 Gareth for the draw power of the deck. Get some draws going on. 1 Aaron, just to put those useless defense position monsters my opponent has back into their deck, because he keeps getting on my nerves for that, so, yeah. 1 Jane. Sorry, my laptop's going crazy again. Like, 1 Jane, of course. 21 Beatstick. 1 Wolf. Felice is also good too, but Wolf for me is much better. I don't really need those level 4 tuner monsters on the field that fast, because I usually get Lumina on the field, and Lumina helps me get back Raidens. And Wolf sometimes becomes a dead card in your hand, but it's always a good idea to have one dead card in your hand, because you can find ways to get rid of that. So, yeah. 1 Minerva, for the extra mill, for the fun of it. That's what I like about her. Plus, she's good to help me get white to my hand, White Buster, but I don't really use her for that fact. For defense, I run 3 Gores. Now, Gores in this format, oh my gosh, but I recommend running Necro Gardener. I'm used to saying Eclipse. Necro Gardener is being more of a you can't hit me, banish from grave kind of deal. Gores is basically just summon on the field when I don't have anything on the field. So when you kill over my monster and I take that 300 points of damage, I will summon Gores just for the fun of it. So I can have a 27 Beatstick on the field. That's me. So Gores in this format's not doing so bad. For another defense monster, I run Double Honest. Those of you that are not running Double Honest is ridiculous, stupid. Because Honest is your main hitter up. If you get a JD on the field, and sometimes JD can get overpowered by attack, Honest is just basically drop, boom. You can't get over my JD. That's basically how Honest goes. So that's my defense. For the last couple of monsters I run, for the Shadow fun engine for me, I run 2 Shadow Dragons. Shadow Dragon's my MST. I don't run Lila in this deck anymore because she's constantly kind of slow. I don't like it. So I switched her out for 2 Shadows. So far, this Shadow Dragon, I've been dying to get it forever. And wow, it literally is basically my MST and my Compulse at the same time. And especially where you can run 3 of these guys, but I like running 2. I would love to run 3 so I could see him more in the grave more often and more of a dark target, but I don't really need that. Plus, he's pretty fun. I barely draw him, which is pretty even cooler. For another monster I run Place Splitter Zombie. Place Splitter Zombie is basically that, just basically let me summon it from the grave kind of deal. Let me normal summon it, Synchro with Light Pulsar, and then summon it again, and Synchro with Light Pulsar again. So it's basically like my 8 kind of guy. He's like my favorite tuner of all tuners. But I like to run him at 1, because usually I don't really see him that much, which is pretty cool. Because I'd rather see more of my Lightsworm engine more than him. But he's basically there just to bring out another tuner. For my spell lineup, I don't run any traps in this deck, but I sign them out just in case, sometimes if I do need them. For my spells, I run triple Solar Recharge. Solar Recharge, just Lightsworm engine. Just basically let me draw power. I do run 2 Charge of the Light Brigades just to be able to search out my Lightsworms. I don't like when it does come up to 3, I recommend just not running at 3. 2 is just good enough. 2 is basically your mill search fun. I do run a little helper in my deck. Monster Incarnation. Monster Incarnation is basically just let me get him back to my hand as fast as possible. Black Luster Soldier. I want him in my hand always, as soon as it's possible. So if I summon JD, I'll summon another JD, then summon him, and just go for a full assault. For my 1-up spells, I'll run 1 Twin Twister. Twin Twister is, wow. I love this card. I will run this up at 2 more if possible. But so far, wow. This is my favorite card almost my favorite card of the deck. Twin Twisters, let me get rid of your 2 stupid spell or trap cards that I don't want to be bothered by. And for my last spell, I run 1 Foolish, just to get out that Wolf or the Cinched Adult Dragon if he's in my deck to the grave, so I can pop a spell or trap card on the field that I don't want to be bothered by. And that's also there just to help me get more darks into the grave for Lifeless Soldier or Light Pulsar or something like that. So yeah. Sorry, my laptop just keep falling asleep on me here. For my extra deck, my fun extra deck of this deck. I have went through changes and been testing out different XCs and different synchros, but for now, this is what I feel like running. So I run one Castel. There you go. One Dagusto Emerald. One 101. One Queen Dragon Jazin. One Dark Rebellion for all my 4s. That Gusto is basically helped me put back my monsters that are milled by accident. 101. Let me just take care of those special summon monsters I don't want to deal with. Queen Dragon Jin to help me get back my dragons. Dark Rebellion. Let me just make him become a 5k V-stick. Sometimes I did get him to do that. And Castel is just basically let me get rid of your cards. So for my only rank 3s in here, because since I am running 3 Luminas, I run the 1 Dante. Dante is just for those extra mills. For my 7s, I run 1 Black Rose and double Michael. Now, when I do get Clear Wing Dragon, I will switch out for one of the Michaels. But for now, Michael is pretty okay, and Black Rose just let me get rid of that field of yours. But Michael, I will recommend taking him out for Clear Wing Synchro, because Clear Wing Synchron is basically, or Synchro, however you call them, is pretty better than them. And for my 8s, I am running the big 8s right now, but I do run the 1 Crimson Blader, 1 Stardust, 1 Stardust Spark, 1 Scrap Dragon, and 1 Light End Dragon. Now, Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend is one of the best dragons to run in this deck, but for me, I don't own that, sadly, but I will find a way to get him. He's like $35, so I can't wait to get a hold of him. But for now, I run the 1 Light End Dragon, 1 Scrap Dragon, Stardust Spark, and Stardust Dragon, plus Crimson Blader. Crimson Bladers just let me stop you from special summoning or normal summoning those crazy 5s and higher. Stardust and Stardust Spark basically is the same exact thing, but Stardust Spark, say summon Stardust Spark Dragon, then summon JD, use JD's effect, Stardust Spark Dragon's effect, protect them, and then summon another JD, then go for him. Scrap Dragon is just basically let me just pop your field, and Light End Dragon is basically let me just go for fun. So yeah, that's them for you. And for my only 10, I would love to run Star Eater. I just can't find the room for him. But for now, I only run the 110 Leo. Leo is pretty good for now. There are better synchros than him, but he's kind of okay for me. Let me just summon this 31 beat stick on the field, and you can't do stuff about it. So yeah. My side deck. I am constantly changing this nonstop, due to the formats and everything. I do run some cards in here I don't want to run. Some cards I do run in here just for the fun of it. So for my monsters for my side deck is 1 Majestic Fiend and 1 Vanity's Fiend. These are basically my only 2 monsters that I would side out. When I get me more Vanity's Fiends, I would love to run her more than Majestic Fiend, because Majestic Fiend just shuts me down too. Vanity's Fiend shuts down all special summonings, which is pretty better than anything ever. So yeah. For my spells, which is a very heavy spell side deck right here. 1 Galaxy Cyclone, just in case I'm not MSTing a lot. My Steel Dragons are negating or everything like that. 1 Anti-Magic Arrows, just basically another MST, basically. 1 Barrier from a different dimension, just in case I banish a whole lot and I don't want my opponent to get more of an advantage, that's why I use that. 1 Book of Moon, just to put down my Shadow Dragon, just in case, or put down one of my opponent's monsters that I don't want to face or see. Don't want to see their activations and stuff like that. So, yeah. there's my one ofs. For my two ofs, run two Pot of Dualities. Pot of Duality is pretty good. I hardly go for this card a whole lot, but it's just there just to be there. I run two System Down. The laptop's doing this again. There we go. Two System Downs against those machine decks that I don't want to face. Like Cosmos, Despots, Super Heavies, and all those other machine decks. Like the Dino, where we call them. This is just basically let me just shut that down. Like pay 1,000, just remove all your machines from your grave and your field. So you can do stuff. That's what I like about System Down. I run two of it just to get past those machine decks I don't want to face. For the traps, I run Treacherous Trapple. Of course, I love this card. It's just basically be the only trap in my deck. Just basically, let me just get rid of your monsters for you. I do run two Breakthrough Skills. Effect Veiler, in my honest opinion, is kind of useless. Breakthrough Skills are better. Because once you use this, you can use it again during your turn. If you don't want to face those crazy monsters that activate their effects. So, yeah. And for my last traps, I run two Imperial Iron Walls. This card basically prevents me from banishing, but I still don't want none of my cards to be banished either. So if my opponent wants to get rid of my graveyard and everything, make it where I don't get a chance to win, this is just there just to help me. There is several other traps I feel like running, but Royal Decree is another good trap. I feel that Royal Decree is kind of useless in this format because you're not seeing a lot of traps lately. Unless when you come against a heavy trap deck, that's when you go ahead and shut that down. So, honestly, Chaos Dragons has not been doing so well in this format, so I honestly feel that Chaos Dragons here is a pretty good deck just to run, but I don't run it as a Chaos deck. I run it as basically more of a Lightsworn deck. So this is basically my Chaos Dragon deck. I hope you enjoy, and I hope y'all have a good day. So yeah, Twilight Dragons. So yeah, enjoy.